What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It's time for a recap of what went down on 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After Season 4, Episode 8. Larissa is extremely upset at the beginning of the episode because, according to her, Colt promised to let her get her hair done, but he reneged on it when he found out how much it would cost, and she blames it all on Debbie. She says that Debbie absolutely controls Colt's bank account, and that is the reason why she cannot, do simple things like get her hair done. And so she's just storming around the house in a rage. She's looking for money. She's looking to scrounge around money around the house to pay for this hair. I'm assuming that it's at least like 50, 60, 70, 80, maybe like $100. So there's no way in hell she's gonna find it, and of course she doesn't. Chantel's meeting with Pedro's mother went absolutely horribly. So naturally, he insists that she meets with his sister next. Chantel reluctantly agrees to the sit down, and Pedro says that the relationship is going to be over if things don't go well. Meanwhile, in Florida, it's time for the baby shower, and Elizabeth decides to put on a pretty pink dress and curl the front half of her hair for the occasion. I'm not quite so sure why she got dressed up though, considering it's Andrei's baby shower after all. He tells her that he doesn't want her sister Jen appearing at the baby shower after all, that she said about him, and it's just so funny that he genuinely believes that Liv's own sister is not going to be at the baby shower just because he doesn't want her there. On the drive over to the party, Elizabeth manages to hang on to her cell phone, and I don't quite remember exactly what she said she was most looking forward to at the party, but I'm sure it had something to do with all the love and support that she's gotten from her family.
So you looking forward to it, baby?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of presents we get.
Becky did an incredible job decorating her home for the baby shower. It was absolutely beautiful, but then Jen walks in, and Andrei was extremely pissed off and decided to try to confront Becky about that right in the middle of the party, but Becky shuts it all the way down.
Becca,
What?
not so fair.
Look, you know what? I am always the calm one, and I don't want to get in the middle of you guys' bull, which I think is bull.
When Andrei doesn't get his way, he decides to instead storm out of the party. So he instantly goes to gather up the gifts, not even to say bye to people. Thank you for coming. I'm sorry. Things have changed. He just goes straight for the gifts and leaves his baby shower. Libby confronts him about the way he acted on the ride home, and Andrei responds in his typical fashion.
I got annoyed, so this is the most important.
Meanwhile, in Miami, Pao's due date is quickly approaching, but her mom's visa, unfortunately, still has not yet been approved. It's still hanging in the balance, so she might, unfortunately, miss out on the birth of her grandchild. Pao decides to Skype her mom to worry about what's going on with her visa, and she also announces that she's planning to do a home birth, much to her mother's chagrin.
Yo tengo pensado de pronto tenerlo en la casa.
¿Qué? No, Paola, no. No, yo nunca tuve un bebé en la casa, mami, no, me da miedo, no.
It is World War III over in Vegas again. Sister wife number one, Debbie, leaves for one day, and it turns into another arrest for Larissa. This was the fight where Larissa locked herself in the bathroom and begged for help online, so the cops were called by fans, and Colt deactivated her phone. He recounts the story, saying that 5 cops kicked through their door and detained him, but ultimately arrested Larissa for domestic battery. He then tries to mimic human emotion for his FaceTime call with his mother wife, Debbie, explaining what went down with the police.
Larissa was arrested again.
Oh my God. What happened?
Well, we were arguing and things escalated, and the police were called.
Even though he was trying to sound like he was concerned about her being in jail and what that means for her immigration status, it seemed like he was all the way over it at that point. I really wonder what goes on through his mind, because he does not emote well. Down in the Dominican Republic, Chantel and Pedro go out to meet up with his sister for that heart-to-heart conversation they were supposed to have, and Chantel was so buck about it in her confessional. I have never seen her so fired up.
Pedro's sister and I have never been friends because of the hurtful things that she's said to me, done to me, said about my family in the past before she even met them. If anybody needs to take the blame for what happened between Pedro and my family, it's Nicole, because she came from the DR with her bad attitude. And if it wasn't for her, there would have been nothing to argue about that night.
A few moments after they sit down, Nicole arrives in the cutest little outfit and a strut that looked like she came ready to snatch Chantel's man, and Chantel looked at her the way a wife looks at a woman she knows her husband might have eyes for. Nicole was rude right off the bat for needlessly saying that she wasn't there for Chantel, and I wish Pedro addressed it. They argue about whose fault Dinnergate was, and Nicole tells Chantel that she doesn't deserve Pedro, which explains the flirty outfit she wore for the occasion and the look she gave Chantel when sitting down. Chantel decides to walk away from her at this point rather than escalating the situation, which was a smart move in my opinion. Nicole then takes the occasion to try and convince Pedro to divorce Chantel and run away back to the Dominican Republic to be with her. With Caraima, but he refuses and decides to follow after his wife. He and Chantel then get into a heated argument about how they each put their own families ahead of each other, except they're not realizing that that's what they each do, before Pedro ultimately sends Chantel back to Atlanta. What a brutal argument to have in front of an audience of strangers.
For her and come here and get an apology for her, but you can't even do that for me.
Okay. You wanna face it with me, not face it with my family?
I want to fix with you.
No. Okay, so you wanna face it with me? Wait for me, Alana. That's the point. You wanted to face with me? Wait for me, Alana.
We're then transported to Vegas again, where Colt doesn't have the $1,000 he needs to post bond for Larissa, which I was quite surprised by. You're a frugal man living in, the suburbs of Vegas with your mother, with a car with no air conditioning, an old car, and you've got like some kind of software engineering job. I don't know if he doesn't have the money or he just doesn't want to spend it on bond. And if he doesn't have the money, then what is he spending it on? Because it's definitely not on flowers. Back in Florida again, Elizabeth and Andrei go out for brunch with her sister Jen to try and ease the tension going on in the family. And unfortunately, Jen seems to just start it with Andrei the moment she enters the restaurant.
Hello.
Hello. Take a seat.
Don't tell me to take a seat. I do what I want. You should know this by now.
It really did look like Pedro and Chantel's marriage could have been over at this point in the Dominican Republic when they head back to the hotel and Pedro announces that he's not going to spend the night there with Chantel. He's going to go spend it with his mom. And Chantel's like, if you leave this hotel room tonight, if you don't sleep here tonight, then we're done. This is over. Pedro does not even blink, does not even think, does not even stop packing. He's basically like, get your little flight to Atlanta. I do not give an F-U-C-K because I'm done. I'm tired of all of this fighting. You refuse to ever apologize for your part in these, issues that we're having with my family. Do you guys think that their split is for the best? Do you even think that they are genuinely still split up? It's been a while since I've seen a photo of the two of them together. I have to go look on Instagram. It's been a while. And by the way, in the last scene of the episode, Paola's mom does make it to Miami, is still calling this pregnant woman chubby, and she does not approve of her daughter having a home birth because she is scared about what could go wrong with not having a doctor around for the occasion, which is an understandable position to have. It is a scary thing. Birth is a very scary thing, so I could understand her mom's point of view as well as Paola's point of view of wanting to be more comfortable as well. Anyway, you guys, that wraps it up. That's what happened on 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After season 4 episode 8. As usual, I'm more excited to hear what you have to say about everything. So please make sure to leave all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.